What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning in. So today, pretty much what we're going to be doing is basically showing you how to create an analog style. Let me just get this out the way. An analog style preamp section for your DAW. So when you're recording or after you've recorded, when you're starting to mix your record. But pretty much I just want to give you some insight as to why this is important, and you'll actually find out if you dig a bit deeper. I suggest following someone like engineer Kaylee. She's a female sound engineer, recording engineer. And if you check her Instagram story, sometimes she'll be talking about, which preamp she used on a certain record. She records artists like Uzi, you know what I mean? And this is something I've also seen come up with, the late Seth Ferkins, you know what I mean? Beast Mode 2 is amazing, by the way. But he was Future's engineer for the most part of all of like the glory kind of years of Future. Per se, I mean, he's still making great music, but you know what I mean? Beast Mode, Future Hendrix, those kind of albums. So yeah, pretty much if I can kind of give you background. So for example, if I go to a studio with a lot of gear, you would want to first create a tone for your vocal, right? Now I'll play the song I have in a few seconds, but pretty much you want to create a tone for your vocal. Now, the reason you do this when you at a studio is because you've got all this gear, right? You can choose and create a certain tone for the artist to sing into, you know what I mean? So you have your microphone, which then you'll choose a microphone preamp, right, which has a certain tone to it, which I'll kind of break down. And then you might actually send that into a analog EQ and or a analog compressor. So you can do that before even starting to mix the record, just so you've already started your song off with some structure and some, you know what I mean? Just a nice kind of tone that you can use. Think of it like a guitar in a sense. But anyway, so I'll play the song I have over here. And I'll just play a piece of it just so you can kind of hear what I'm doing with this analog preamp section. So let's get into it.
I want you to leave, but I hate when you're gone. Stay for a little, but don't stay too long. Only part of me likes you, but barely at all. I wish you the best, please do not get me wrong. Losing my mind, don't know what's going on. You play like a pro, but it makes you a con. Are you sure that you're right when you tell me I'm wrong? Deposit my time just to get it withdrawn. Pull up to the scene, I hop in the whip. Baby say what's up, I just want the...
Alrighty, so there you go. That's just a little piece of what I have going on. Now, obviously, the song that was recorded by these two guys, I will link their SoundCloud in the description. Hopefully, I remember. But yeah, it was just recorded stock standard with your usual audio interface, which is generally what everyone has. Everyone has an audio interface, right? But you can pretty much take it to the next level. So I'll skip this for now. This is basically when your microphone positioning is bad. Sometimes you can have some really weird artifacts. So that, as you can see, is automated in and out. This especially happens when you're recording and you're kind of moving while recording. You can get a kind of weird, phasey distortion sound. I don't know if it's really called phase distortion. But yeah, so the first thing I do here is I've got this analog kind of emulation by CD Soundmaster, which is absolutely amazing. And yeah, I'm pretty much using that as a Neve style EQ, right? But before that, I've got this kind of Pultec style preamplifier, right? It's all digital, but it has been modeled in an analog way. So the first thing I'd recommend you doing is finding plugins. You don't have to use the exact ones. These ones just work for this particular song. But I suggest finding something like the Waves NLS. And there's a lot of free alternatives out there as well. I think So Audio makes some free stuff that you can go and check out. But yeah, that's pretty much the first thing I'm doing. What I'm doing then is driving that signal, right? So obviously this is 1 and then this is 2. We want to drive the signal. It did clip 1 or 2 times, but this plugin sounds kind of cool even if it clips. So as you can see, you're just looking for things like a drive knob, which then you can add more analog character, drive it, turn the output down so the level doesn't change too much. And then from there on out, instead of using a compressor, I'm using an EQ, right? So a Neve style EQ, very popular to use this when recording, you know what I mean? So that you can then send the song off to someone else to go and mix. They don't have to then go and run your vocal through a piece of gear. It's already been done. But digital is so amazing that you can literally do this within the DAW. So you can change this at any time you don't want, you know what I mean? You can, oh, this is actually an analog preamp, my bad. But yeah, there's no EQ on this actually, but it does have a drive knob. So it's kind of emulating me driving the, as if I was driving a analog circuit, you know what I mean? If we were mixing on a Neve console, which is a big mixing console, you know what I mean? You could drive it pretty hard and get a certain character out of it. Now we're doing this before we do anything, you know what I mean? The next thing I'm doing then is just to EQ and give it some tone. So obviously, as I said, I would have been EQing here, but I prefer digital to do a bit of EQ toning, just get rid of what I don't like, boost what I like. Very minimal stuff, as you can see if I enlarge this. I'm not doing too much in terms of leveling. I just want to do basic stuff just to kind of smooth the vocal out. So yeah, then what I do is I learned this from Seth Firkins as well as from Alex Tomei, who uses this exact plugin. He used this on 21 Savage's what is the album called again? I forget, but it had the track No Heart. He uses this and the air flanger sometimes, but this just gives it a nice kind of tape sound, you know what I mean? Because tape modulates a little bit. This is awesome just to get a bit of modulation. Keep the shim on 50 if you are going to use this. You can use, if you're in FL Studio, just the fruity flangers and just turn down the wet and dry knob on this side and just kind of blend it in. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about in this video. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit more toning. As you can see, they've got quite higher octave voices, so I just want to level things out, you know what I mean? But yeah, pretty much I want you to go and explore and mess around with different types of analog style, you know, plugins. You can use Slate Digital, you can use whatever you want that's going to work. In particular, these CD Soundmaster plugins are amazing because they're running Acoustica engine, and Acoustica engine, in my opinion, is the best style of analog emulation that's out there. So anyway, hope you learned something in this video. Super nerdy. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And I'll be making a few more videos, you know what I mean, this week. So, you know what I mean, apologies for me being gone. You know, shout out Notification Squad and everyone that comment when I post a video. It is much appreciated. Post any video you'd like to see in the bottom and I'll get to it. Peace.